Today I've brought smart revision for your upcoming exams. Term 2 poems at a glance. So सबसे पहले term 2 की 3 poems जो हैं वो इस वीडियो में cover करेंगे. So the poems are Amanda, Animals and The Tale of Custard the Dragon. So a quick look at these poems. In case of Amanda, the poet is Robin Klein. Animals, the poet is Walt Whitman. The Tale of Custard the Dragon, poet is Ogden Nash. So poets के नाम याद होने बहुत जरूरी है. Then the rhyme scheme. अमांडा के केस में जो स्टैंडर्ड्स 1, 3, 5 and 7 है, तो rhyme scheme है उनकी A, A, A and stanzas 2, 4 और 3. The rhyme scheme here is A, A, A. In case of animals, the poem it is written in free verse, so there is no rhyme scheme. Now, the tale of Custard the Dragon, the rhyme scheme, all the stanzas except the 13th stanza, they have the same rhyme scheme of A, A, B, B. लेकिन जो 13th stanza है वो 6 lines का है, तो इसलिए उसकी rhyme scheme हो गई है A, A, B, B, C, C. Now, let's discuss the tone. Now, in case of Amanda, the tone is irritable, frustrated and commanding. The mother is irritated. The mother has a dominating and commanding nature towards Amanda. And if we look at Amanda's side, so Amanda is in her dreamy state. Then tone in case of Animals poem. So here the poet is criticizing the ways of human beings. So there's criticism. The tone is reflective because he's pondering, he's thinking, thoughtful and serious. So he satirizes human ways by appreciating animals. So towards animals, the tone is appreciative. The Tale of Custard the Dragon, here the tone is light-hearted and humorous. Now, let's take up Amanda. So brief theme of Amanda. These are the thumbnails of the videos that have already been uploaded for the poem Amanda. So complete explanation along with literary devices and question answers, title, theme and message. So these are the title, theme and message. Detailed explanation is there along with self-evaluation test. So you can take up these questions also, revise them from here. I'm not repeating any question that is in these videos in this video. So they are all going to be different questions. So brief theme. The poem deals with the struggles of a young girl in the process of growing up. A child doesn't want to come out of the fantasy world, but as a part of growing up, he has to leave the imaginary world behind and accept reality. So ये सब बच्चों के साथ होता है. जो बच्चे हैं वो अपना फैंटेसी वर्ल्ड नहीं छोड़ना चाहते, वो अपनी फ्रीडम एंजॉय करना चाहते हैं. बट एज अ पार्ट ऑफ ग्रोइंग अप उन्हें रियलिटी एक्सेप्ट करनी पड़ती है. सो सेम इज happening with Amanda. So Amanda in the poem is expected to behave and grow up in a particular way by her mother. But when Amanda fails to do so, her mother nags her. Thus, the poem highlights the clash between the expectation of parents and desires of children. So parents जो चाहते हैं कि उनके बच्चे एक particular तरीके से बड़े हों, उनमें कुछ अच्छे values, कोई अच्छी आदतें आए, but बच्चे वो अपनी freedom enjoy करना चाहते हैं. So ये जो clash है, ये एक क्लैश यूनिवर्सल क्लैश है. सो एज अ रिजल्ट हर नॉन रिस्पॉन्सिव स्टेट शोज हर डिफाइंस. सो पोम में अमांडा जो है वो रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करती है, वो कुछ करना नहीं चाहती है, तो वो उसकी एक डिफाइंस शो करती है टुवर्ड्स हर मदर. नाउ let's have a look quickly what's happening in the poem. So mothers की ये directions है और ये Amanda's के reactions है. So mother जब direct करती है Amanda को about her wrong posture. So at that time what Amanda's reaction is. So Amanda उस time सोचती है कि काश मैं एक mermaid होती. So she wants to be a mermaid, drifting blissfully in the languid is relaxed or peaceful emerald sea where she would be the sole inhabitant. So जब mother point करती है don't bite your nails and she points out for a wrong posture. So उस time पे Amanda जो है चाहती है कि वो एक काश एक mermaid होती, तो वो एक sea में languid, relaxed और peaceful emerald sea में वहाँ पे अकेली enjoy करती, अकेली तैरती. Now second, when mother points her out and asks her to complete her homework and to clean her room, then she wishes to be an orphan roaming freely in the streets, quietly making patterns on dust with her bare feet. So वो चाहती है कोई उसे रोका टोकी ना हो कि काश वो एक orphan होती ताकि वो freely जो उसका मन चाहता वो करती. So she would enjoy freedom and silence as an orphan, and therefore she calls freedom to be sweet and silence golden. Now, third time when mother warns her for not eating chocolates because of her acne. So at that time, she sees herself to be Rapunzel, living a carefree and an unusual life in a tower where no one could approach her. So वो एक tower में रहती जहाँ पे कोई ना आ सके. Unlike Rapunzel, she would never let down her hair for anyone. So वो चाहती है कि Rapunzel तो अपने hair जो है वो प्रिंस के लिए उसने नीचे कर दिए थे, लेकिन वो किसी के लिए भी अपने हेयर जो है वो नीचे नहीं करेगी, बिकॉज वो अकेला रहना चाहती है विदाउट anyone disturbing her. Now after this, the next stanza, it is of the mother, and mother अमांडा को डायरेक्ट करती है, फिर इंस्ट्रक्ट करती है कि उसे इतना मूडी नहीं होना चाहिए. सो लोग क्या सोचेंगे दैट मदर इज nagging Amanda all the time. So that is why she has become so moody. So ये है quickly what is happening in the poem. Now important questions. This is an extract based question. So don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? So which line from the extract shows Amanda's defiance? So defiance is when mother says that, will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you. It means that Amanda is not looking towards mother. So ये उसका डिफाइंस शो करता है. जो अमांडा है वो कोई परवाह नहीं कर रही है, मदर जो है वो इंस्ट्रक्ट कर रही है, बट अमांडा इज नॉट लुकिंग at her. Then second question, why does her mother ask her to remember her acne? So her mother asks her to remember her acne because acne can aggravate due to excessive eating of chocolates. So mother warn करती है कि ज़्यादा chocolates नहीं खानी. She should remember her acne because she is in her teenage. So therefore, it can aggravate her acne. Then what from the extract hints at the age of Amanda? So मैंने अभी बताया her liking for chocolates and appearance of acne जो है वो हमें एक hint देता है that she is in her early teens. Now, here an important question. Amanda's mother is concerned about her daughter's demeanor, but she is not insightful about the psychology of her child justified. So हमें poem से लगता है कि जो Amanda की mother है, she is concerned about her outer appearance and her behavior, her mannerisms, but not about the psychology of her child. In the poem Amanda, written by Robin Klein, Amanda's mother seems to be obsessed with perfection. She wants Amanda to be perfect in her behavior and mannerisms. That is why she instructs her not to do certain things. As a child, Amanda wants to enjoy and explore things around her. Too many instructions curtail her freedom. We find Amanda to be reclusive. Perhaps she is fed up with these daily instructions. So Amanda की mother जो है वो चाहती है कि एक particular तरीके से जो Amanda है उसमें आदतें आए, लेकिन अमांडा जो है वो फ्रीडम एंजॉय करना चाहती है. वो चाहती है ये सब चीजों से दूर, वो चाहती है उसे कोई इंस्ट्रक्ट ना करे. सो ये दोनों में एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जो है वो चलता है मदर और अमांडा में. Now, yes, it is the responsibility of the parents to teach their children good habits and values, but they should not impose these on their children. This transitional phase is difficult both for parents and children. So ये जो growing up stage है, ये parents और children दोनों के लिए difficult है. Both sides are misunderstood in their capacity. So दोनों जो sides है एक दूसरे को misunderstand करती हैं. So intelligent and patient handling is required. Rather than being strict and dominating, Amanda's mother should have tried to ask her daughter the reason for her disobedience. So why Amanda is not obeying her mother? So ये बैठ के आपस में बात करनी चाहिए. So as a mother, she should know what her child feels or thinks. But for her, her reputation and status in the society is more important. So this we come to know from the last stanza, where mother is telling that do not be so moody, what people around will think. That she is nagging her daughter all the time. So rather than asking the daughter that why she is not obeying, she is thinking about the neighbors, she is thinking about the people around. The pressure of making herself presentable to the society triumphs over the desires of Amanda. Growing up is a challenge for children, and parents should try to ease it for the children with love and affection. but Amanda's mother fails to do so. As a result, Amanda shows defiance and is not bothered about her mother's chidings and finds solace in her fantasy world. So अगर बहुत सारी instructions हम बच्चों को दिए जाएंगे, so a point will come when children will stop obeying our instructions. So this is question number 2. Now we move on to the next one. A dramatic monologue is a convenient device to present different characters and their inner thoughts through verses. It means a person who is speaking to himself or someone else speaks to reveal specific intentions of his actions. Under the light of this statement, would you call the poem Amanda a dramatic monologue? Justify. So dramatic monologue की हमें definition दी गई है और हमने इस definition के according we have to see whether the poem Amanda is a dramatic monologue or not, whether it fits into this definition or not. So yes, the poem Amanda is a dramatic monologue. Here Amanda's mother is speaking to Amanda. She expresses her disapproval at the behavior of Amanda and reveals her frustration because of Amanda's defiance. So यहाँ पे let's see which part of the definition it is fulfilling. So Amanda's mother is speaking to Amanda. So a speaker speaks to himself or someone else. And the speaker reveals his specific intentions of his action. So here the specific intentions, Amanda's mother is revealing her frustration because of Amanda's defiance. And Amanda, though present, does not answer. So therefore it is a monologue. So Amanda, though is present, does not answer back, but sways into her own dreamy state. So we can call this poem as a dramatic monologue. Now here, the poem Amanda has a universal appeal. Justify. Now this poem Amanda, it has a universal appeal. It means that it's not limited to a particular generation, or a particular country, or any particular part of the world. So in the poem Amanda, written by Robin Klein, where on one hand Amanda represents every teenage girl who feels suffocated due to the constant nagging of parents, Amanda's mother, on the other hand, symbolizes the concern which parents have for children during their growing up phase. So एक तरफ Amanda represent कर रही है every teenage girl और दूसरी तरफ जो Amanda की mother है वो represent कर रहे हैं every parent. So this concern often takes form of authority to keep a check on the children. So ये जो parents का concern है ये कभी-कभी authority का रूप ले लेता है because parents want good of their children. So all parents want their children to be polite, patient and obedient. Similarly, Amanda's mother also wants her to behave and grow up in a certain way. But Amanda feels such instructions to be a burden and chooses not to listen to those. Such attitude is common among teenagers around the globe. They don't want to be taught or instructed. Rather, they want to be left free so that they can enjoy their life at their own pace. This unsettled dispute lends the poem a universal appeal. So ये जो unsettled dispute है ये हर जगह है. So this lends the poem a universal appeal. Now the next poem, A Tale of Custard the Dragon. So quickly we'll do the theme, and these are again 2 videos, explanation and self-evaluation test. 35 questions are already uploaded in this video. So you can go and have a look at all these questions, and these questions are in addition to these 35 questions. So the axiom, those who brag don't have, sums up the theme of the poem. So those who brag don't have. तो जो ज़्यादा शोर मचाते हैं actually उनके पास कुछ नहीं होता, अंदर से खोखले होते हैं. So this is the theme of the poem. All the pets of Belinda boast of their courage and mock Custard for his cowardliness, but when the actual time comes to perform, they flee the scene. Custard, on the other hand, who is the object of their ridicule, saves them but still stays modest and humble even after the pirate incident. So Custard जो है जिसका वो मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं, जब टाइम आता है तो वही सबको बचाता है, लेकिन एंड में still Custard, he stays modest and humble after the incident. So let's have the questions now. Important ones. Allusion is an implied or indirect reference to a person, event or thing, or to a part of another text. Writers often use allusion in their writing to convey more in a few words. Identify the example of allusion from the stanza given below and state its purpose. So allusion क्या है? Implied or indirect एक reference है. It can be to a person, it can be to an event or to a thing, event or to a thing or to a part from another text. So हमने अब इस stanza में से allusion find out करनी है. So the stanza is Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful. Ink, blink and mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing at the little red wagon, at the really truly cowardly dragon. So इस stanza में ink, blink और mustard जो है ये custard को Percival कह के मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं. So this Percival, who was Percival? We should know this, and because this Percival, he was a knight. He was a knight in King Arthur's court. So knights जो हैं वो actual में बहुत brave होने चाहिए. लेकिन Percival जो है, he was considered to be a knave. Knave is, as a knight, he was supposed to be brave and courageous, but he fails to exhibit these qualities. So क्योंकि वो ये qualities exhibit नहीं करता है, वो नहीं when he is young, so he doesn't show such qualities. Therefore, ink, blink और mustard जो है वो custard को Percival कह के चिढ़ाते हैं. So then later in life, he displayed valor and he became one of the 3 holy knights of King Arthur's Knights of Round Tables. लेकिन during his adult life, Percival, he displays valor, he displays bravery, and he became one of 3 holy knights of King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table. So this is the history part. Now, making fun of his submissiveness, ink, blink and mustard, they call him Percival sarcastically, highlighting his cowardliness. So इस वजह से वो Custard को Percival कहते हैं. Being a dragon, he is supposed to be brave and fierce, but he is always crying for a safe place to hide. So dragon जो है वो brave और fierce होना चाहिए, लेकिन Custard जो है वो हमेशा ये एक safe place के लिए और safe place ढूंढता रहता था. So that is why उसका मजाक उड़ाते हैं और Percival उसे कहते हैं, and therefore Percival जो है वो एक reference है जो पुराने टेक्स्ट से लिया गया है. किंग आर्थर का वो एक नाइट था. सो therefore this is allusion. Now Custard's reaction on seeing the pirate is contrary to the assumptions of all. Elaborate. Now though Custard is a dragon, he always cries for a safe cage. He is mocked at by all the pets for his cowardliness. Even Belinda likes to tickle him for merriment. Unlike a dragon, he doesn't show any signs of ferocity or courage. So Custard जो है वो है तो एक dragon, लेकिन वो हमेशा एक safe cage के लिए रोता रहता है. सब उसका मजाक उड़ाते हैं. Belinda जो है वो भी उसे tickle करती है अपना मजे के लिए. So unlike a dragon, he doesn't show any signs of ferocity or courage. So उसमें एक dragon की कोई भी quality नहीं है. Even the reader thinks him to be meek and timid. So क्योंकि सब ऐसे बोलते हैं, so even the reader finds कि ये जो Custard dragon है ये बाकी dragons की तरह नहीं है. But when time comes, it is Custard only who confronts the wicked pirate. Everyone else runs to hide at safe places. He doesn't run for a safe cage but fights the pirate courageously and gobbles him. This sudden reaction is contrary to how Custard is portrayed by everyone in the poem. No one assumes that it would be Custard who would save everyone from the pirate. So, उस background के basis पे कोई नहीं सोच सकता कि Custard जो है वो pirate को confront करेगा और सबको बचाएगा. So that is why it is contrary to everyone's assumptions. Now next one. Belinda fails in her role as the owner of all her pets. Ink, blink, mustard and Custard comment. So Belinda वो सारे pets की owner है, but she fails in her role. Now it is true that Belinda fails in as a owner of all her pets. The owner of pets is like a parent to all the pets. It is the responsibility of the owner to take care of all of them physically as well as emotionally. So Belinda, अगर उसने वो सारे pets रखे थे तो वो सबको एक जैसा treat करना चाहिए था उसे. So Ink, Blink and Mustard, they make fun of Custard. They mock him and leave no stone unturned to make him feel inferior. Belinda, rather than stopping them and supporting Custard, becomes a party with Ink, Blink and Mustard. So Belinda उनको रोकने की बजाय खुद उनके साथ मिलके कस्टर्ड का मजाक उड़ाती है. So all of them laugh at the timidness of Custard. Even when Custard saves everyone from the pirate, she doesn't change. Like others, she too continues to enjoy treating Custard as a common. So that is why Belinda is a failure as a pet owner. Now, next question. So we have now the poem Animals, the brief theme, and quickly these are the thumbnails of the previous videos where explanation, literary devices, and important questions are already uploaded. So the brief theme of the poem Animals. Animals, they are superior to humans because they still possess all the virtues which man has lost on the path of progress. One by one, the poet counts the qualities that make man a human, but he fails to find those in man. So एक एक करके पोइट वो सारी क्वालिटीज जो है वो बताता है जिसके कारण एक मैन ह्यूमन बनता है, पर अब वो कोई भी क्वालिटी उसमें नहीं है. He admits that those qualities once were owned by man, which is all the more something to reflect upon. When and where did man lose them? So वो कहता है कि ये क्वालिटीज एक टाइम पे ह्यूमन बीइंग्स में थी, तो यही और भी ज्यादा सोचने की बात है कि अब वो क्वालिटीज जो हैं कहाँ गई. So man lost them and animals picked them. So now let's do the questions, important questions. A tautology is a statement which repeats an idea using near synonymous words or phrases effectively, that is saying the same thing twice. So from this extract, find an example of tautology. So tautology is another literary device. Its definition is given, so you have to find this literary device from the stanza given below. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. So now you have to look for words that are near synonymous to each other. So that is your answer. So here, if we look at here in the last line, the poet uses the word demented and mania, and both of them, they mean the same. So both of them, they mean crazy or mad. So that is why. So demented and mania. So the meaning is crazy or mad, and therefore this is an example of tautology. So with its use, the poet lays emphasis on the craziness of man for owning things. So दो बार एक ही चीज लिखने का क्या मतलब है? It is to lay emphasis. The poet is showing craziness of man for owning and possessing things. So since it is the same idea or meaning, so it is use of tautology. Now next is give an example of onomatopoeia from the above extract. So onomatopoeia means the sound words, sound producing words. So whine. So whine जो है वो है sound producing word. So it is an example of onomatopoeia. It means sad, pitiful and complaining cry. Now the next question. Kneeling to another or to his kind that lived thousands of years ago is a mark of respect for them. Why then does the poet call it a blemish on humanity? अब किसी के आगे झुकना, किसी को रिस्पेक्ट देना, सो ये एक तरह का आदर सम्मान माना जाता है. सो बट द पोएट इज कॉलिंग इट अ ब्लेमिश ऑन ह्यूमैनिटी इन दिस पोएम. सो व्हाई इज इट सो? By kneeling to another or to his kind that lived thousands of years ago, humans create a divide between those who according to them are respectable and those who are not. So ये इसलिए एक ब्लेमिश है क्योंकि ऐसा करने से जो ह्यूमन बीइंग्स है उन्होंने एक डिवाइड क्रिएट कर दिया है कि ये रिस्पेक्टेबल लॉट है और ये जो है ये इधर लॉट जो है ये रिस्पेक्ट के काबिल नहीं है. सो दिस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन गिव्स राइज टू इविल्स लाइक एनवी, डिससैटिस्फैक्शन एंड रिजेंटमेंट. Animals on the other hand, they treat all other animals as equal. So उनमें ये ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि ये रिस्पेक्टेबल है तो इसके आगे हमें झुकना है, लेकिन जो ये लोग हैं या ये एनिमल्स जो है ये रिस्पेक्टेबल नहीं है. So no one is more respectable than the other. Thus they are satisfied and content. This makes the poet call it a blemish on humanity. Now fourth question, what leads the poet to decide to live with animals? Looking at animals, the poet realizes that animals are far superior to humans. They are a contented, satisfied, calm, and self-reliant lot. There is no greed for more among animals. Nothing keeps them awake at night or makes them weep for their sins. Equality prevails among them. Their world is a peaceful world as compared to the hostile world of humans. Lack of these virtues among humans lead the poets to decide to live with animals. So हमने पहले qualities बता देनी है जो animals में है और फिर हमने बताना है कि human beings में ये जो qualities है अब नजर नहीं आ रही. So lack of these virtues जो है इसके कारण poet जो है उसने decide किया है कि वो animals के साथ रहेगा. Now the next one. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Identify the tone of the poet in the above lines. So the first line, I wonder where they get those tokens. So this is a tone of surprise. I wonder. So वो सोच रहा है, वो surprised होकर सोच रहा है कि ये tokens animals को कहाँ से मिले. So the poet is surprised to see those tokens in the possession of animals and want to know from where they had got those. और जो second line है, did I pass? So यहाँ पे we have a question mark also. So second line पे वो reflect कर रहा है on the possibility of negligently dropping them on the way long ago. So वो सोच रहा है कि हो सकता है ऐसा हुआ है. So did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? So he's reflecting. Now the sixth question, this is from the CBSE sample paper. Justify how Animals by Walt Whitman is a criticism of mankind and its ways. So हमने ये बताना है कि ये पोम क्रिटिसिज्म कैसे है मैनकाइंड का और उसके वेज का. सो यहाँ पे हमें ज्यादा डिटेल अबाउट द वैल्यूज व्हिच एनिमल्स पोजेस वो देने की जरूरत नहीं है. ज्यादा हमने वो बताना है जो ह्यूमन बींग्स में नहीं है. So the poet Walt Whitman pens down his appreciation for animals in the poem. While doing so, he brings forth the flaws in human beings. So animals को appreciate करता है, लेकिन animals को appreciate करते हुए वो क्या highlight कर रहा है? He brings forth the flaws in human beings. Desire to accumulate things and gain power over others has made them restless. Therefore, they cannot sleep peacefully at night as their sins haunt them continuously. Admiring animals for living a peaceful and satisfied life, the poet criticizes mankind for its greed, hypocrisy, discrimination, and disregard for each other. The poet feels that human beings have dropped their virtues a long time ago and animals have picked those virtues from there. Thus, he wishes to live with animals as he finds them better than humans. So like this poem is actually a criticism of mankind and its ways. So these are the important questions. That's all.